Lexus's flagship SUV is the LX. It basically boasts all of the luxury and technology of their flagship sedan, the LS, but in SUV form. However, the full-size luxury SUV segment is a pretty competitive segment with competition from Cadillac's Escalade and Land Rover's Range Rover. The LX doesn't sell quite as well as these two SUVs, and it may be due to the fact that the LX has a mechanical twin called the Toyota Land Cruiser, which pretty much has similar amount of feature content for a discounted price. But for 2016, the LX sees a very significant refresh to bring it into this decade with Lexus's latest styling cues, technology, and most important of all, luxury. So let's go ahead and check out this 2016 Lexus LX570. Now with this update for the LX, Lexus wanted to make the vehicle much more daring, much more aggressive, and much more in line with the rest of Lexus's vehicles. And they certainly succeeded with the big old spindle grille design. It's very bold and in your face and certainly has a lot of presence. And it's kind of in the shape of an hourglass, which is pretty cool. And then of course you have the triple beam LED headlights, which is new with LED daytime running lights and turn signal indicators. Certainly very aggressive looking. And then you have these 21-inch alloy wheels, which I really love. Overall, the design of the vehicle, it's certainly one of the best looking full-size luxury SUVs in the class. It's very stylish. And if you didn't know, the LX is also a body-on-frame SUV, so it's based off of a truck, just like many other vehicles in this class. Now here goes the key fob design for the vehicle. You have your remote keyless entry, your lock, unlock to release your trunk, and then you have your panic button right here. It's a basic Lexus smart key here. Now this color of the LX is just known as black. Now you do have smart key access on all four doors of the vehicle with chrome exterior door handles, and when you lock the vehicle, the mirrors will tilt in. And when you unlock the vehicle, the mirrors will tilt out. And you also do have running boards. I'm kind of disappointed that they're not power deploying running boards, however. They do have the semi-aniline leather trimmed interior, and it's a beige leather interior too. The classic color combination for Lexus with the black and beige. You have your power driver's seat with power recline, power lumbar, and a power thigh extension as well. Now when stepping inside of the LX, of course the step-in height is fairly high because it's a truck-based SUV here. And the first thing that strikes you on the interior is a big old 12.3-inch screen that you will find on many other Lexus vehicles nowadays. And then the other thing that strikes you is how opulent and lavish this interior is. And I love the seats in this vehicle. They're just very comfortable. And then you have a really nice wood trimmed interior, and I love how they got rid of that glossy wood look. It kind of looked like plastic, but now it really looks like real wood. And you do have push button ignition. Just go ahead and put your foot on the brake and hit the button to start. And what you're hearing there is a 5.7 liter V8. Now you have a leather wrapped and a wood wrapped steering wheel here. Now coming to your transmission, you have a new 8-speed automatic transmission. That's the biggest news for the powertrain here. But the 5.7 liter V8 is carried over from the 2015 model year. You also do have manual shiftability, and we do have paddle shifters on the LX here. Now when you put the vehicle into reverse, this of course displays your rear view camera with guidance signs and trajectory. And then you also do have a top-down view, of course. And then you have a normal view, a wide-angled view, many different views that you can change here. We also do have a front camera on the LX as well. And you do have an electronic parking brake down here. And I'm going to go ahead and turn on the lights. We also do have fog lights and the hazards. Automatic driver's side window. Let's go ahead and pop up the hood, check out the engine bay. Heated exterior mirrors with LED turn signal indicators, and you also do have blind spot detection on this vehicle. Love these 21-inch alloy wheels. Coming to the front end here, we have LED headlights, LED turn signal indicators, and LED daytime running lights, LED everything, and of course LED fog lights. Now, other than the 8-speed automatic being new for 2016, this powertrain is pretty much carried over. It's a big old traditional 5.7 liter V8, and many of its competitors went to turbochargers. You're looking at 383 horsepower at 5,600 RPM and 403 pound-feet of torque at 3,600 RPM, and you can only get 4-wheel drive on the LX. And you're looking at EPA estimates, a little bump up in fuel economy of 13 in the city and 18 on the highway, whereas in the 2015 model year it was 12 in the city and 17 on the highway. It's still a little below average in the class. If you're looking for better fuel efficiency, I would go for some of its other competitors like the Escalade or the Range Rover. Now, of course, many people that are shopping in this class aren't looking for good fuel efficiency. They're looking for a big old traditional luxury SUV. On the top right here, we also do have roof rails with crossbars. And like I said, EPA estimates are 13 in the city and 18 on the highway. Total vehicle price is $95,930. Coming to the rear of the LX, you do have LED taillights with LED turn signal indicators. And the LX has revised taillights for the 2016 model year. And I love how they're in the shape of an L. It's very stylish. And you also do have a rear window wiper with the rear window defroster. Now, one styling cue I've always loved about the LX is the top rear spoiler right here. That'll always be a styling cue for the vehicle. You also do have a shark fin antenna too. Now, of course, all of your basic power necessities, power windows, power door locks, power mirrors, and they also do power fold, like I said. And you also do have memory seat settings for 3 people. And let's go ahead and rev it up. Even though the V8 engine does have dismal fuel economy, I love how Lexus is still using silky smooth V8 powertrains in the LX. Now, build quality and materials are exquisite inside of this vehicle. Everything is the highest of quality, what you would expect out of Lexus's flagship SUV. You will find stitching everywhere inside of this vehicle, on top of the dashboard, right here, and then right here. Everything is nice and stitched, and build quality is excellent. No panel gaps or anything of that nature, of course. Overall, this is a very, very opulent interior. Now, coming to the steering wheel design, the steering wheel, it has Lexus's new design language for their steering wheels, and it's pretty stylish. I really like the wood trim and then the leather. We do have steering wheel mounted audio controls, voice recognition right here, and your Bluetooth phone controls. Over here, we have your controls for your little LCD screen for your information center, which I will get to in just a second. And then you have your lane departure warning and your adaptive cruise control. We also do have rain sensing windshield wipers in this vehicle, and the steering wheel is heated, and you will find that button down here. and it does power tilt and telescope, and there's a pretty good range of adjustment. Up here you'll also find a auto dimming rearview mirror with garage home link. Sunglass container, it's also lined with felt. And then your LED map lights, which are touch sensitive buttons. And then your sunroof with your sunroof controls. And then you also do have a sliding shade right here. SOS Safety Connect as well. Headliner is also very high quality. Now the seats in the LX are probably the most comfortable seats you'll ever find in an SUV. They're very well supportive and very soft and very plush. They feel buttery smooth and they're just so comfortable. I would certainly take a long road trip in this vehicle. Thigh support is also excellent, and it really does help that you do have a thigh extension. Visibility inside of the LX is pretty good. Lots of glass area all around. A-pillars aren't too thick. Seeing out of the rear is pretty easy. There's just really large windows back there. It's a very boxy kind of vehicle, which helps out a lot. Now down here we do have dual cup holders, and you'll also find your wireless charger down there too. And then you have a USB port down here with your auxiliary input and a 12-volt power outlet. Right here we have your controller for your main infotainment system, which I'll get to in just a second. And then all these controls right here are pretty much your controls for your four-wheel drive system, which I'll get to. And then you have your heated seats, and they are automatic, and you also do have ventilated seats for the driver and the front passenger. The center console is nice and soft touch and stitched, of course, and down here you will find a decent amount of center console storage. The Escalade does have considerably a little bit more amount of center console storage, but this should work pretty well for most people. Now the gauges in the instrument cluster in the LX are pretty straightforward looking. Don't expect a TFT instrument cluster inside of this vehicle, even on Lexus's full-size flagship SUV here. But they're very straightforward and they're pretty clear and easy to read. Right over here we have your tachometer and then your coolant temperature, your speedometer is right there, fuel gauge, and your battery voltage. Coming in the center right there, this shows you all of your vehicle information. It's all controlled by the buttons on the steering wheel. It's a little LCD screen. Now, coming right here, we have your current MPG, your fuel range. It shows you a little eco indicator if you're driving fuel efficiently or not. Your digital speedometer, exterior temperature readout, your sway warning. Over here, we also do have other vehicle information like your tire pressure monitoring, oil maintenance mileage, all that good stuff. We also do have your integrated compass, and it shows you turn-by-turn directions for your navigation. And then right here shows your audio. If any radio station is playing or what song is playing, you could change your media source from there. And then you also do have your safety technologies if your lane departure warning is on or off, or your adaptive cruise control. And then any messages over here. And then other settings that you could change from your heads-up display, schedule maintenance, meter settings, or your oil maintenance, or your blind spot detection, or lane departure alert. Overall, the LCD screen is pretty straightforward and it's pretty easy to use, very well thought out. However, I would expect a TFT instrument cluster on Lexus's flagship SUV. Now right here we also do have your controls for your automatic high beams, your headlight washers, and then your heads-up display if you want that on or off. Coming right here we also do have a little storage pocket. And then right over here we have your power tailgate button and then your pre-collision alert system. Now coming to the heads-up display, basically the heads-up display will show your digital speedometer, and then it also shows an integrated compass too. And then you could control your settings from here. Basically you can change the brightness and the position, and then your navigation if you want that on or off, or the driving assistance, or the compass, or the audio too. But I have seen better heads-up displays in the business. There are some more advanced heads-up displays out there. Now let's get to the controls for the climate. We have dual zone automatic climate control. Your temperatures are located right here. And then you have your driver's side, passenger side, and then you have your front window defroster, rear window defroster with your heated exterior side mirrors. Your fan speeds are also located right here, and then you have a climate concierge. And then you also do have your different zones, of course. And then right here is where you'll also find your optical disc drive. Now, one classy touch I really love with Lexus's vehicles nowadays is the analog clock. It gives it a much more upscale feel inside of here. Now let's get to the main infotainment system here. We have a 12.3 inch screen, one of the largest in the business, and it's all controlled by the mouse-like controller with the buttons surrounding it. Now coming to your destination on the left here, this is also your main menu. You have your address. You can enter in your address manually or by your points of interest, your destination assist, which you could talk to a live person, your web search, and then your previous destinations. You can also do it by voice too if you would like. Then coming back to the main menu, coming to the radio here, your different media sources do include AM, FM, XM satellite radio, your optical disc drive with your CD player, USB port with iPod integration, and your Bluetooth streaming audio and your auxiliary inputs, all of the normal stuff here. Coming to phone over here, you can hook up your Bluetooth phone. Have all of your contacts stored on here, view your recent calls, all that good stuff. And then have your call history, your dial pad. And we also do have a Mark Levinson premium audio sound system here with 9 speakers around the cabin. And you also do have HD radio on this bad boy. Coming to the Lexus app suite, you can access various apps through your smartphone data connection. And you can access apps such as iHeartRadio, Pandora, all that good stuff, and TuneIn. Coming to info right here. Basically, you can view much vehicle information such as your fuel consumption, traffic incidents. You can view the weather too. Gives you your current weather. And then on your traffic incidents, it gives you a traffic event list. Then right over here you have your Lexus Insider Vehicle Alert History. Coming to climate, you can control your climate functions from here, from your fan speeds, your different zones, heating and cooling. Coming to setup right here, you could change many different settings like your general, which is like your language, your clock, button color, keyboard layout, units of measurement from miles or kilometers. If you want the pointer sound on or off, all that good stuff. And then you have your voice settings, Bluetooth settings, audio settings, traffic settings. Lots of different settings you can change here. Now right here you also do have a little map button. Now coming to the map quality, the rendering is okay and the graphics are okay, but it's getting a little dated and a little long in the tooth, to be honest. And many of its competitors do offer a Google-like Earth with 3D rendering of buildings, but you won't find that here. But it does get the job done. It provides basic navigation system qualities. It gets you where you need to go. And you have your points of interest, and then you have your live traffic on here too. But pretty basic here, but it gets the job done with minimal fuss. So overall, this is an okay infotainment system from Lexus and multimedia interface. However, it can be finicky to use at times and a little distracting as well. Now, as far as the way the LX drives, the best part about this vehicle is the ride quality. It's very buttery and very smooth, and it really doesn't feel like a truck. It's one of the smoothest riding vehicles in the full-size luxury SUV class. And it's very great with its off-road capabilities too. Not as good as the Land Rover Range Rover, but it's pretty well off. Now, the steering and the handling are certainly not the LX's expertise, but you do have different steering modes. You have your sport mode, which changes up the throttle response a little bit, as well as tightens up the steering a little bit too, but this is no sports SUV here. I would say that the Land Rover Range Rover is the sportiest SUV in the full-size luxury SUV class. But the best part certainly about this vehicle is the ride quality. The 5.7 liter V8 does provide a decent amount of power and pretty good towing capabilities too. And the 8-speed automatic transmission is fairly responsive. But remember that this isn't the most fuel efficient vehicle in the class. If you're looking for better fuel efficiency, then you may want to look elsewhere. But overall, this is a really nice vehicle to drive. Now, most people don't go off-roading in a full-size luxury SUV, but if you do, the LX does have pretty good off-road capabilities. And you will find crawl control, which is very similar to what you'll find in the Toyota Tacoma. Now, basically, crawl control, this system works by automatically adjusting throttle and braking to each wheel to maintain the speed you set, and helps to reduce wheel spin and lockups too. We also do have a Torsen limited slip center differential too, and then you have your traction control off button right here. Right over here you also do have your adaptive suspension. You can raise the vehicle up if you would like, jack it up, and then you also do have your four-wheel drive low and your high mode too. But the LX certainly offers pretty good four-wheel drive capabilities, one of the best in the full-size luxury SUV class. Alright, and let's go ahead and shut down the LX. Let's go ahead and check out the rest of the vehicle. Build quality and materials do follow through in the rear. It's still exquisite back here. Still nice stitching everywhere, and I love this genuine wood trim. You also do have your rear sunshades back here too. And then right here you can also power adjust the second row seats, which is pretty cool. Now, sitting back here in the LX, you will find a decent amount of legroom and a decent amount of headroom, and you will find air vents and dual map pockets too. The rear seats are also just as comfortable as the front, very plush and very soft, very well supportive, great for long road trips. And you also find heated and ventilated seats back here that are automatic. Like I said, the LX offers a lot of luxury features of their flagship sedan, the LS. And you also do have automatic climate control back here, which is dual zone too. And then you also do have a little storage cubby. Back here you can also get dual screen rear entertainment systems, which is pretty cool. And you also do have LED map lights back here. Overall, very comfortable experience. Alright. Now you do have a power tailgate, of course. But one thing that's unique about the LX is that you have a split tailgate, and only this top portion opens up, as you just saw. But this bottom portion does come down. And if this bottom portion is down, the top won't close. However, I love this feature because you can use this if you want to go camping or if you're going to the drive-ins or anything like that. Now, the seats in the LX don't fully fold flat into the floor. Many competitors do offer that. And the LX's seats will fold up on the side, which is pretty unique. And you can put them up like this. They are powered, which is really nice. However, these seats are also not removable either. Now, if you want to get into the third row of the LX, you have to pull this lever up, and then the seat folds right up. But back there, you will find a pretty cramped third row. If you are looking for a very roomy third row in a full-size luxury SUV, go for the Cadillac Escalade ESV. But you do have dual cup holders back here, which is a nice little feature. Powered passenger seat with power recline and power lumbar too. Glove box compartment, nice and damp. Not lined with felt, however. Pretty surprised there, but it's nice and soft touch on the lid. So the 2016 Lexus LX is a pretty good choice for a full-size body-on-frame SUV with its very aggressive and unique styling details. It's very comfortable and very lavish and opulent interior, and it's pretty good off-road capabilities. However, if you are looking for a full-size luxury SUV with a little bit better fuel efficiency, then you may want to look elsewhere. So remember that this is Cameron Birch from Cameron's Car Reviews.